The secrets of a real man to build wealth. Without shortcuts, building wealth. The right way is never a short-term game. It's about developing a mindset focused on the long haul. A true man understands that real, sustainable wealth isn't about quick fixes or fast profits. It's about patience, discipline, and consistent effort over time. While many people fall into the trap of seeking shortcuts, cutting corners, or relying on dishonest methods to get ahead, a man of integrity knows that this approach is fragile and temporary. The pursuit of easy money often leads to instability, both financially and morally, which is why it should never be an option for someone aiming to build something lasting. When you think long-term, you stop looking at wealth as a destination and start seeing it as a process, a journey. This shift in mindset is crucial because it helps you avoid impulsive decisions that could sabotage your progress. Chasing trends, making high-risk bets, or jumping on every get-rich-quick opportunity might seem appealing in the moment, but these are usually traps. True wealth, on the other hand, is built brick by brick, over time, with a steady hand and a clear vision. One of the core principles that a man of true character must embrace is delayed gratification. In a world obsessed with instant results, the ability to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term gains sets you apart from the masses. Whether it's putting in the hours to master a skill, investing wisely, or simply living below your means, the mindset of building for the future is what separates those who achieve lasting wealth from those who squander their potential. Another key element to long-term thinking is resilience. The path to financial success is not without its challenges. There will be moments of failure, setbacks, and disappointments, but these are not reasons to abandon the journey. Instead, they are opportunities to learn and grow. A man who is serious about building wealth knows that these obstacles are inevitable. What defines him is how he responds to them. He doesn't quit at the first sign of adversity. Instead, he adjusts his strategy, refines his approach, and continues moving forward with his eyes on the bigger picture. It's also important to recognize that real wealth is not just about money. It's about creating a foundation for a fulfilling life. When you approach wealth building with a long-term mindset, you start focusing on aspects that go beyond financial gains. You start considering your health, relationships, personal growth, and the impact you want to make on others. A man who thinks long-term understands that wealth is a holistic concept. It encompasses every area of life, and that's why building it requires patience, commitment, and a strong moral compass. In the end, a man who builds wealth without trappings or shortcuts is the one who remains standing when others fall. He's the one who, years down the line, can look back at the empire he has created and know it was built on a solid foundation. He doesn't rely on luck or deceit to get ahead. Instead, he embraces the challenges and plays the long game. This kind of wealth isn't just about what's in the bank. It's about the kind of person you become in the process. As the saying goes, success is not about what you accomplish, but about who you become along the way. A man who wants to build wealth without shortcuts must first invest in himself. The cornerstone of any lasting financial success is the ability to create value, and that begins with honing valuable skills. In a world where competition is fierce, it's the individuals with specialized knowledge and talents who set themselves apart. Simply put, if you want to earn more, you have to be worth more, and this means constantly improving, learning, and growing. The key to developing valuable skills lies in understanding that you're your greatest asset. Every hour spent on self-improvement, whether through formal education, practical experience, or personal discipline, compounds over time. These investments in yourself are the ones that pay the highest returns in the long run. You can lose money, you can lose opportunities, but no one can take away the skills and knowledge you've developed. That's why the focus should always be on self-mastery, on becoming someone indispensable in whatever field you choose. It's not just about acquiring random skills, though. The wealthiest men are those who strategically develop expertise in areas that have high demand. This could be mastering a technical skill, becoming a thought leader in your industry, or even building leadership and communication abilities that allow you to inspire others. The more you refine these skills, the more opportunities open up to you. Wealth doesn't come from chasing money. It comes from becoming someone so valuable that money chases you. One critical skill that often separates successful men from the rest is the ability to think critically and solve complex problems. Every industry, every business, every aspect of life is filled with challenges, and the man who can navigate these challenges effectively will always be in demand. He doesn't shy away from difficult situations. Instead, he steps up, assesses the problem, and offers solutions that others can't see. This ability to solve problems adds immense value, and where value is created, wealth inevitably follows. Beyond technical or business skills, there's also the matter of emotional intelligence. Building wealth isn't just about hard skills or numbers. It's about dealing with people, navigating relationships, and understanding human nature. A man of true wealth knows how to read a room, how to negotiate, and how to lead with integrity. These are skills that are often overlooked, but they can be the difference between success and failure. Emotional intelligence allows you to build strong networks, foster trust, and create lasting partnerships that contribute to your financial growth. What separates those who build wealth from those who don't is their approach to failure and adversity. A man who invests in himself understands that setbacks are part of the process. Rather than becoming discouraged, he uses failure as a learning tool. Each mistake is an opportunity to grow, refine his skills, and come back stronger. He doesn't give up when things get tough. He adapts and improves. This mindset of constant growth ensures that no matter what challenges come his way, he's equipped to handle them. One of the most important aspects of investing in yourself is maintaining a sense of humility. True growth only happens when you acknowledge that you don't know everything. The man who believes he's already reached the peak of his potential is the man who will stop growing, and consequently, stop building wealth. Real success requires the humility to learn from others, to accept constructive criticism, and to continue seeking new knowledge. A wise man is always a student of life, always open to new ideas, and always eager to evolve. The final point to consider when developing skills is the long-term payoff. While many are obsessed with immediate rewards, a man of integrity plays the long game. He knows that the skills he develops today will pay dividends for decades to come. Whether it's mastering a craft, deepening his understanding of finance, or learning how to manage people, every skill is a building block for his future wealth. In the end, true wealth isn't something you stumble upon by chance. It's built upon the foundation of skills you've worked hard to develop, the expertise you've nurtured over time, and the knowledge you've pursued relentlessly. Investing in yourself is the ultimate form of preparation. It's what ensures that when opportunities arise, you're ready to seize them. And when you're the most capable person in the room, wealth has no choice but to follow. Building wealth is not just about how much you earn. It's about how disciplined and consistent you are with the resources you have. In a world full of distractions and temptations, it's easy to get sidetracked by things that promise quick rewards or immediate pleasure. But a man of true character understands that wealth accumulation is a marathon, not a sprint. Discipline and consistency are the bedrock principles that separate those who achieve long-term financial success from those who only experience temporary gains. Discipline starts with the ability to delay gratification. It's one of the hardest but most essential traits a man can develop. The modern world encourages us to spend now, enjoy now, and worry about consequences later. However, a man who wants to build wealth knows that true financial success comes from resisting those urges. Whether it's skipping unnecessary luxury purchases or avoiding debt, discipline allows you to make decisions today that will benefit you tomorrow. Consistency goes hand in hand with discipline. Many people can be disciplined for a short period, but it's those who remain consistent over months, years, and decades who ultimately build lasting wealth. This applies to saving, investing, and making smart financial choices day in and day out. Small, consistent actions lead to massive results over time. The compounding effect of disciplined saving and investing cannot be overstated. What starts as a small amount can grow into a fortune if nurtured with time and consistency. A man of wealth doesn't rely on bursts of motivation. He understands that motivation is fleeting, but habits are what drive real change. This is why developing strong financial habits is crucial. It's not about making one big decision to save money, invest, or live frugally. It's about doing it consistently, without fail, regardless of how motivated you feel in the moment. This is the essence of discipline. Doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. One key area where discipline plays a critical role is in managing expenses. Many people fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation, spending more as they earn more. But a disciplined man keeps his expenses under control, no matter how much his income increases. He understands that true wealth isn't about flaunting your success with material possessions, but about making sure your financial foundation is solid. He lives below his means, invests the difference, and allows his wealth to grow quietly. This quiet discipline is often invisible to others, but it's what leads to financial freedom in the long run. Consistency is also vital in the realm of investing. Markets go up and down, and it's easy to panic during tough times or get overly optimistic during good times. But a man who builds wealth without shortcuts stays consistent in his investment approach. He doesn't let fear drive him to sell off his investments in a downturn, nor does he get carried away chasing trends during a boom. He sticks to his strategy, understanding that the market rewards patience and consistency over time. The man who remains steady while others panic is the man who reaps the long-term rewards. There's also the importance of discipline in personal development. A man who is committed to wealth building is also committed to improving himself in all aspects. He dedicates time to learning about finance, business, and investing, even when it's not immediately exciting or profitable. This discipline to keep learning, keep evolving, and keep growing ensures that he's always one step ahead. His knowledge compounds, just like his money, and this is what makes him truly unstoppable. It's essential to acknowledge that discipline and consistency aren't easy. They require sacrifice, resilience, and an unshakable commitment to your goals. Many people give up when the going gets tough, but a man who truly understands the value of these principles knows that the payoff is worth every sacrifice. He knows that while others are out spending frivolously or making impulsive decisions, he's building something much bigger, something that will last. In a world that rewards instant gratification, being disciplined and consistent makes you stand out. It's not glamorous, and it often goes unnoticed, but it's the surefire way to build wealth that lasts. A man of discipline doesn't chase trends, shortcuts, or quick wins. He stays the course, trusting the process, knowing that every decision, no matter how small, compounds over time. In the end, wealth is not a result of one lucky break or one brilliant decision. It's the result of thousands of small, disciplined choices made consistently over time. A man who embodies discipline and consistency doesn't just build wealth, he builds a life of financial freedom and stability, free from the chaos that comes with chasing shortcuts. His wealth is built on a foundation that cannot be easily shaken because it was constructed methodically, one brick at a time. In the pursuit of wealth, one of the most valuable currencies a man can possess is his reputation. While money can be made and lost, a strong reputation, one built on integrity, can open doors and create opportunities that money alone cannot buy. A man of true wealth understands that in business, trust is everything. Building wealth without shortcuts requires a commitment to doing the right thing, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. Integrity means more than just following the rules. It's about living by principles. It's easy to be tempted by dishonest means to get ahead, especially in environments where cutting corners or bending the truth might lead to short-term gains. But a man of character knows that any wealth gained through deceit is fragile and temporary. Wealth built on lies is like a house built on sand. It will eventually crumble under the weight of its own dishonesty. On the other hand, wealth built on a solid foundation of integrity stands strong, even in the face of challenges. One of the key ways that integrity manifests in business is through transparency. A man who is honest in his dealings doesn't hide the truth from his partners, clients, or employees. He's upfront about the realities of a situation, whether it's the risks involved in a business deal or the challenges facing a project. This level of transparency fosters trust, and trust is the cornerstone of any successful business relationship. When people trust you, they are more willing to work with you, invest in you, and support your ventures. Building a reputation for honesty doesn't just help in business, it's essential for long-term financial growth. When people know you're a man of your word, they'll be more likely to offer opportunities, deals, and partnerships that can further your wealth-building goals. In contrast, a man who gains a reputation for deceit may find himself isolated, with bridges burned and opportunities lost. Wealth may come and go, but reputation is something that can take a lifetime to build and just a moment to destroy. Moreover, integrity in business is about making the right decisions, even when they don't seem profitable in the short term. For example, turning down a shady deal or refusing to exploit a loophole may seem like a missed opportunity for quick cash, but it's a decision that pays off in the long run. Every time you act with integrity, you strengthen your reputation and build a network of people who trust you. This trust will translate into future opportunities that are far more valuable than any short-term gain from dishonest practices. In business, integrity also means treating others with respect and fairness. A man who builds wealth without shortcuts understands that the people he works with, employees, clients, and partners, are not just tools for his own success, but individuals who deserve to be treated with dignity. This approach not only fosters loyalty, but also helps build a positive work culture, where people are motivated to contribute their best because they trust the leadership. When you treat others with fairness and respect, you create an environment where everyone wins, and that's when true wealth can flourish. Integrity isn't just about how you conduct yourself in front of others. It's about holding yourself accountable, even in private. A man of integrity does the right thing not because he wants recognition or approval, but because it aligns with his principles. This internal compass is what keeps him on track, even when no one else is watching. He holds himself to a higher standard, knowing that his word and his actions are a reflection of his character. This is the kind of man that others want to do business with, and it's the kind of man who ultimately builds lasting wealth. Another crucial aspect of integrity in business is owning up to mistakes. No one is perfect, and even the most disciplined men will make errors from time to time. What sets a man of integrity apart is his willingness to take responsibility for his actions. Instead of making excuses or blaming others, he acknowledges where he went wrong and works to make it right. This kind of accountability is rare in a world where people often look for the easiest way out, but it's precisely what makes a man trustworthy. When people see that you're willing to take ownership of your mistakes, they're more likely to continue working with you, knowing that you value the relationship over your ego. In the long run, a man's integrity is what defines his legacy. While wealth can be passed down to future generations, so too can a man's reputation. A man who builds his wealth honestly, with integrity and honor, leaves behind not just financial security for his family, but a name that carries respect and dignity. His children and their children will benefit not only from the money he earned, but from the example he set. The opposite is true for those who build wealth through deceit. While they may leave behind money, they also leave a legacy of dishonor that can haunt future generations. Ultimately, wealth built on integrity is far more valuable than wealth built on deception. Integrity ensures that the wealth you build is not only sustainable, but also meaningful. It allows you to sleep at night, knowing that your success is not built on lies or exploitation, but on hard work, honesty, and respect for others. A man of true wealth understands that, at the end of the day, his word is his bond, and the trust he has earned is worth more than any amount of money. One of the most crucial elements in building wealth without shortcuts is mastering financial literacy. Without a deep understanding of how money works, even the most disciplined or hardworking man can find himself at a disadvantage. Financial literacy is the knowledge and skill set required to make informed, effective decisions about the management of money, how you earn it, save it, invest it, and ultimately grow it. A man who wants to achieve lasting wealth must understand how to control his money rather than let his money control him. The first step in financial literacy is understanding the basics of budgeting. A budget is the foundation of any financial plan. It's about knowing exactly how much money is coming in, where it's going, and ensuring that your expenses don't exceed your income. Many men fail to build wealth because they don't take the time to track their spending or create a plan for their finances. They live paycheck to paycheck, thinking that earning more will solve their problems. But without discipline in managing money, even a high income can lead to financial stress. A man of wealth understands that financial freedom starts with living below his means and saving the difference. Another key aspect of financial literacy is understanding debt. In today's world, debt is often marketed as a tool for instant gratification, whether it's through credit cards, loans, or other forms of borrowing. However, a man who truly seeks to build wealth knows that debt, especially bad debt, is one of the biggest obstacles to financial freedom. Bad debt, such as high-interest consumer debt, eats away at your future wealth. It chains you to monthly payments that limit your ability to invest and grow your money. The man who builds wealth learns how to avoid unnecessary debt, and when it's necessary, uses debt wisely, leveraging it only when it can help him grow his financial assets. Investing is another pillar of financial literacy. To build wealth, it's not enough to simply save money. You must also learn how to make your money work for you. This is where the concept of compounding comes in. Compounding is the process where the money you invest generates returns, and those returns are reinvested to generate even more returns. Over time, this creates exponential growth. But in order to benefit from compounding, you need to start early, be patient, and understand the basics of investing. A man who is serious about building wealth learns to invest intelligently. He educates himself on the stock market, real estate, or other vehicles of investment that align with his financial goals. More importantly, he understands the risks involved and doesn't chase after quick profits or speculative opportunities that promise high returns but come with equally high risks. Instead, he focuses on long-term investments, understanding that wealth is built over time, not overnight. He knows that a well-balanced, diversified portfolio is key to growing his wealth steadily while managing risk. One of the biggest misconceptions about investing is that it's only for the rich. This couldn't be further from the truth. A man who wants to build wealth starts investing as early as possible, even if it's with small amounts. He understands that the earlier he starts, the more time his money has to grow. Whether it's through stocks, bonds, real estate, or even starting a business, he makes smart, calculated decisions with his money, ensuring that he's not just saving, but also growing his financial resources. Taxation is another area where financial literacy plays a critical role. Taxes are a part of life, but how you manage your taxes can have a massive impact on your wealth-building efforts. A man who is financially literate understands the tax system well enough to minimize his tax burden legally and ethically. He knows the importance of maximizing deductions, taking advantage of tax-efficient investments, and using retirement accounts to protect his wealth from excessive taxation. By understanding the rules, he's able to keep more of his hard-earned money and put it to work for his financial future. Another crucial element of financial literacy is understanding how to protect your wealth. Building wealth without understanding how to safeguard it is a recipe for disaster. This means having the right insurance, legal structures, and strategies in place to protect your assets from unexpected events like lawsuits, natural disasters, or even a sudden market crash. A man of financial integrity understands that protecting his wealth is just as important as building it. Whether it's through proper estate planning, securing the right insurances, or diversifying his investments, he takes the necessary steps to ensure that his wealth isn't easily wiped out by unforeseen circumstances. Lastly, a financially literate man knows the importance of continuously educating himself. The financial landscape is constantly evolving, and a man who wants to maintain his wealth stays informed about changes in the economy, tax laws, and investment opportunities. He reads books, attends seminars, and seeks advice from financial experts to ensure that he's always learning and adapting. This thirst for knowledge not only helps him grow his wealth, but also helps him make better decisions for the future. In the end, financial literacy is the difference between a man who controls his money and a man who is controlled by it. The man who understands how money works is empowered to make decisions that build lasting wealth. He doesn't fall into the traps of excessive spending, high-interest debt, or speculative investments. Instead, he moves with purpose, understanding that every financial decision, no matter how small, has a long-term impact. This knowledge gives him the freedom to create the life he wants, free from the anxieties and stresses that come with financial ignorance. A man who is financially literate doesn't just build wealth, he builds control over his life. He knows where his money is going, understands how it's working for him, and is prepared for the future. This control is what separates those who struggle with money from those who master it. And true mastery over money is the key to building a life of freedom, security, and lasting wealth. A man of true wealth doesn't just think about himself, he thinks about the impact he will leave behind. Building wealth without shortcuts is about more than accumulating money for personal use. It's about creating a legacy that can endure for generations. A legacy is not just about the assets you pass down, but also the values, principles, and teachings that you leave for those who follow. A man who has built his wealth with integrity and purpose understands that his financial success is not just a personal achievement. It is a blueprint for others to follow. One of the most important aspects of leaving a legacy is instilling strong values in those around you, particularly in your children or younger generations who look up to you. It's easy to pass down money, but without the right mindset and principles, that wealth can easily be squandered. A man who understands the true meaning of wealth knows that the lessons he imparts about hard work, discipline, and integrity are far more valuable than any financial inheritance. By teaching the next generation how to think about money, how to earn it honestly, and how to manage it wisely, he ensures that his wealth is not just a fleeting advantage, but a tool for long-term success. Passing on wealth also means providing guidance on how to sustain and grow it. Many families fall into the trap of creating generational wealth, only to see it dissipate in a matter of years because the next generation wasn't prepared to handle it. A man of true wealth recognizes the importance of financial education for his heirs. He teaches them the value of smart investing, living below their means, and avoiding the traps of debt and overspending. He doesn't simply hand over his wealth without preparing them for the responsibility that comes with it. In this way, his legacy isn't just financial, it's educational and transformational. Another critical aspect of leaving a legacy is setting an example of how to live with purpose and generosity. Wealth without purpose is empty. A man who has built his wealth honestly and with integrity understands that true fulfillment comes from using that wealth to make a positive impact on others. This doesn't just mean donating large sums of money to charity, though that can certainly be part of it. It also means using your resources to create opportunities for others, whether that's through mentorship, supporting causes that align with your values, or simply being a pillar of your community. Generosity is a core value in creating a lasting legacy. A man who hoards his wealth for himself may find that, at the end of his life, he has a lot of money, but very little impact. On the other hand, a man who shares his wealth, whether through his time, knowledge, or resources, creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond his own lifetime. He understands that the true value of wealth lies in its ability to help others, to uplift those in need, and to inspire future generations to do the same. This kind of legacy leaves a mark on the world that no amount of money alone could ever achieve. It's also important to recognize that legacy is about more than what you leave behind when you're gone. It's about how you live while you're here. A man who is building wealth without shortcuts doesn't wait until the end of his life to think about his legacy. He builds it every day through his actions. He sets an example of how to live with honor, how to treat others with respect, and how to handle success with humility. This daily practice of living with purpose ensures that, when the time comes, his legacy is not something he has to construct at the last minute. It's something he has been building all along. For a man focused on leaving a legacy, wealth is not the end goal. It's a means to an end. The real goal is to create something that lasts, something that endures beyond his lifetime. This might mean building a family business that can be passed down through generations, creating philanthropic foundations that continue his work in the community, or simply leaving behind a strong financial structure that allows his family to thrive. A man of integrity knows that his wealth is only as valuable as the impact it creates, and he uses it to plant seeds for the future. Another vital part of a man's legacy is ensuring that his wealth is protected and properly managed for the next generation. Estate planning is a critical component of this process. A man who has worked hard to build his wealth understands the importance of having a clear plan in place for how his assets will be distributed. This doesn't just prevent confusion or conflict among heirs. It ensures that the wealth he has built continues to serve its purpose, aligned with his values. Proper planning, including the use of trusts, wills, and other legal tools, helps ensure that the wealth he's created will be preserved and managed according to his wishes. Perhaps one of the greatest tests of a man's wealth is not how much he leaves behind, but the quality of life it enables for those who come after him. Does his wealth empower his children and grandchildren to live meaningful, purpose-driven lives, or does it become a burden, leading to entitlement and carelessness? A man who builds wealth with integrity knows that the true value of his legacy lies not in the material things, but in the lessons, principles, and opportunities he creates for future generations. At the heart of leaving a legacy is the understanding that true wealth is not just about money. It's about creating something that transcends your own life. It's about ensuring that the people you care about, and perhaps even people you've never met, benefit from the success you've worked so hard to build. A legacy is about using your wealth to make the world a better place, leaving behind a lasting impact that reflects the values you held dear. In the end, a man who builds wealth without shortcuts leaves behind more than just financial assets. He leaves behind a model for living with purpose, integrity, and generosity. His legacy is one that others can look to for guidance, inspiration, and strength. And that is the ultimate measure of true wealth.